What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name's Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellania. I'm coming at you today with a post review of Solstice from Diamond to Art Club. Right here she is, by Christopher Lovell. And I started her on the 8th of August, finished her on the 12th of November. Now, why so long? Well, I'll get into that and the other particulars of this kit. First, I just want to go over a few things really quickly. This was my garbage, which all things considered, she is a, hold on, 65 by 92 centimeters in square. So really, when you consider that, this is not a lot of trash for all of that. Most of the trash that I ran into was like super cupped drills that you just could not stick down. Maybe some with big gaping holes in them. So, like obviously the cup drills you're not going to see, but then there were some that had little tabbies on the end of them like that or there. You had like super cup drills. You had some that were, the holes in them were just kind of ginormous, like that one there, right there, where the holes are just so huge. But like your typical garbage that you see from Diamond Art Club, any of these, like those ones there, those are actually not part of this kit. They were extras that I added, but like you can see that drill is like super cupped. But really your normal kind of trash that you're going to see with square resin drills. Nothing too phenomenal or scary, and really not a lot, all things considered, with this kit. As for the drills themselves, I had tons of leftover, you guys, as usual from Diamond Art Club. It does seem like lately maybe there's not as much that they're doing for extra, but there was plenty. This kit only had 3 specials. It had 3 ABs, and as you can see, there was plenty left over of each of the different ABs for as much as you really needed for the kit. You didn't need a lot, so they didn't, there weren't a lot in here, but that's just because there weren't a lot of the drills. But you can see with the rest of them that there really were plenty of everything else that I needed. And some that I didn't end up needing because I switched it out for something else or whatever. Now this one is empty because I accidentally mixed this one and this one together, but there was plenty. You can see they're almost identical. There was plenty of both, so it all worked out. That was my goof. What do you do? Now, I know what you came here to see, and you are going to get a very beautiful pan over as well. But let me flip this baby over, and then we are going to take a look, and then I'm going to get you a flyover. Are you ready? This girl is beautiful, and I'm going to start her out sideways for you because she's really, really big. Oh, goodness. Look at that. Oh, is she not gorgeous? I just want you to be able to kind of take in everything because there is a lot to take in with this beautiful girl. You can see that there is, I gotta move my table a little bit so I can scoot her down some. You can see all of everything. Oh my gosh. All right. Now, before I take you on a close-up of this beautiful girl, why don't I go ahead and have you hop aboard House of Miscellania Airlines. Enjoy your flight. All right, welcome back. Okay, so I've got her here in front of me, and I want to go over all of the particulars with you. But before I do that, I see I was missing, where did it go? Right there, I was missing a drill. I don't know how that happened. Actually, I probably do know how that happened. And the one thing that I do want to talk about with this kit is that I did have, and this is very unusual for Diamond Art Club, I had so many glue issues with this kit. It was shocking, you guys. I was not expecting that at all. I never expect to have glue issues with the Diamond Art Club, but this one, especially out here in these edges where I had all of this color blocking, often I had to add glue because it was just really not great. When I would run into an issue, it was just painfully slow because with all the color blocking, of course, I could only go maybe 5 or 6 at a time. And in an area, as you can see, like as large as this is for all of this blue color blocking, only being able to go 6 at a time was painful. But I have to tell you, like, some of my favorite and least favorite things about it. Least favorite, as I said, was the glue issue. That was hands down the most frustrating thing that I dealt with this kit, because really besides the glue, I did not have a single issue with this kit. Not one. Just the glue. I didn't mind the trash drills. I thought there could be more specials, but I took care of that. And I'll go over those as well, like when I get to them. But first, I'm going to see if I can lift it up and show you. Give me one moment. And I brought you down just a little bit so I didn't have to lift you as far. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start in this bottom corner. Now, one of the things that I love about this section right here is this cloth and how many colors you can see just in this one piece that give it so much depth. It is phenomenal. The rendering on this is gorgeous. And yes, there was a lot of I guess it's like diagonal line blocking confetti in here. You can see there's lots of different colors. And yeah, it did end up being a lot of confetti in some of these smaller areas because you would start like out at the edge of the leaf would be one color and then another color and another and another and another. And so this leaf, which has so much dimension, right? All of them do. There's at least 6 colors in each of these leaves. And so that does work out to be a lot of confetti. Now, you can see some of the special drills. The green that you see anywhere on this kit, this was all in the kit to start with. And then I went through and did some adding of my own. So first and foremost, there was a little bit of a yellow AB on here that was already in the butterfly, I went ahead and I added some fairy dust drills into dog hair. You gotta love those too. That's my extra confetti, I tell you. But you can see that I've added some orange and lighter orange fairy dust into this butterfly. I just thought it needed a little something. And then these flowers here were already, I believe they were already the white AB there. And so I left those alone. Same with these out here. You started with a normal center and then an AB surrounding it. I thought those were perfect. I left those alone. This butterfly, I did the same as the other, except I did put the white ABs there because it just called for the regular white, and then the orange and lighter orange fairy dust in the wing there, because again, I felt like dog hairs everywhere, I tell you. Well, you might as well just get used to seeing dog hairs, because beans, man, I'm telling you, it's like fighting with time. You just can't do it. There was also in her little like bits and bobs she has in her hair, if you see specials in these, I added those. The kit did not call for them. I felt like they were needed because otherwise, you know, I felt like they just needed something. So I added a neon raspberry sparkler right there. And in this piece, I added a white fairy dust. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but there's a white fairy dust and the white around this here. Over on this side, I kept basically everything over here the way that it was charted. The green ABs that were along the grasses and things, and the white ABs in the flowers over here, I left those alone. All of those were as they were charted. But let me go up a little further here, and you're going to start to see some more elements. I love the movement of this piece of ribbon that is flowing through. It just gives so much to this particular canvas. Now you can see also here I've done a little blinging on this. I think in the original it looks like maybe a pocket watch or something. So I put a few bubbles in the middle, and then I put some iridescence or crystal in there as well, just a little bit, not anything too garish or gaudy. You can start to see in this area here in the things that are hanging in her hair. That's where I'm starting to make some more changes. Now, in particular, let me roll this up a little bit just so that I can lift it better to show you, because she's a biggin'. All right, so there was a section right here. I put some blue because it called for a regular blue, and I wanted to see some ABs. I put some more of those neon raspberry and a few green fairy dust right here in this little flower. I put some, those are sparklers. There's the neon raspberry, and then this one, I forget the name of this blue to pink to purplish color, but I just, like I said, I felt it needed something. And then in this part here, you can see I've added a white fairy dust and then some more of those neon raspberry sparklers with green pixie dust. Somebody told me that looked like a little dude sitting on her shoulder or whatever, which I can kind of see it. Like, here's his arms, here's his little face, here's his hat, I guess. I don't know. This part here, you can see that I've added the neon raspberries again for the flowers and these red crystal gems. Again, I felt like it needed something. This peacock feather right here, I have added some iridescence and then blue crystal right there. Now, and then blue ABs around that. Now, most of what you see that's in here, these are almost all going to be leftovers from previous kits that I've had, that I've just saved the drills and used them for something else. Now, there's also some blue ABs here in this flower. And then some blue fairy dust alongside of these neon raspberries with a little yellow fairy dust in the center there. And the yellow fairy dust in the centers of these flowers. Because again, I felt like it needed a little pizzazz. I only really did something to the little things that are in her hair. I left the rest as it was charted because I felt like it was good. But I just thought, you know, you wouldn't probably want to chart that in to something like this because it would just be so few of things. But these like bits that are around her face, I felt like they needed something. So again, I added some iridescence in there, or crystal type drills. These, I think they only called for like white, but then the centers were yellow ABs. I did the white ABs around it. Here I put some red fairy dust. I did change some coloring up in the top. I'll get there in a moment. This little white AB on her nose, like that's just there normally. Now her eyes, you can see I put some blue pixie dust, and these jelly looking ones, those actually glow in the dark. Now, you're not really going to be able to see it. It'll just be two little like glowing eyes in the dark, but I thought she is what you would call a tiefling in Dungeons and Dragons. You can see like the horns on her head here and the horns on her head here. That's a like, and her little sharp teeth. She would be like a demon without being like a demon. Anyways, so I believe she's supposed to be a tiefling. Christopher Lovell can correct me if I'm wrong on that. He'll never watch this video, so but I believe she's supposed to be a tiefling. Now up here, you can see that I have done some more special drills. Now this color here of fairy dust that I used did not exist in this piece. I changed a blue to a different kind of like teal blue. I added some blue fairy dust, some more of the blue, and then some pink fairy dust, the raspberry sparklers in there. But the green ABs, those are supposed to be there. The yellow ABs, I think I changed out for regular yellow in some of them. And then this butterfly up here again with the lighter orange fairy dust and the darker orange fairy dust, along with a pale peachy fairy dust on the outside, because the butterflies needed something, I felt like. And then in this rose here on her head and the rose over here, this rose, I put some darker red fairy dust drills, like a 154. And then in the white, I did a white fairy dust. The white ABs were charted in, but I put the white fairy dust next to it. Kind of hard to see under the camera, but you can see them very well in person. Next to those ABs are fairy dusts, white ones. And then again, you can see some more of the iridescent, a red fairy dust and the iridescence, and same down here. I just thought it needed a little kick of something. And then over here you get another look at the parrot, and you can see in the centers of these flowers I've put some of the 154 again, just because I thought they needed a little pop of something. Nothing too major. I didn't want to go like completely back crap with it. I just wanted to make it look a little special, and I feel like I have succeeded at that. Her eyes just glow, in my opinion, like, and not just glow in the dark, but like glow. I wonder if let me see if we can see that. All right, welcome back. Now I've got the UV light on her face right now, and when I take it away, you should be able to see those eyes glow. Oh, that is cool. That is super cool. I love it. What do you think, guys? Do you love it? I think it's neat just to see something like that glowing. I think it's really special. Just a little something staring at you in the dark. Anyway, all right, get ready. Lighting change. All right, welcome back. Now, like I said, I really enjoyed working on this piece. Now, the reason that she took me so long was because I was working on other things, and I know that I tend to chomp up kits pretty quickly, and I really just wanted to work on her in, you know, in short order, in due time. I didn't want to rush it because I felt like this girl, she's just really special, down to the little freckles across her face. I love her freckles, her little sharp pointy teeth, and I just thought, what a beautiful woman. She could be an Amazon, she could be, you know, something out of Dungeons and Dragons. As I said, I feel like she's like a tiefling, a naked little tiefling in the, you know, in the woods, in the grasses, with her little cloth that she could throw over herself, but she's not ashamed of anything. I think she's beautiful. Her tattoos, it really, the render does a terrific job of picking up all of the things that I wanted you to be able to see in this piece, and I'm so glad I picked her up, and I think you should too. I was surprised that this was Christopher Lovell's work because it is very different from what he typically has. So why don't you go check on over at Diamond Art Club and see if this beautiful girl is available. Her and her fine feathered friends that she's got. Oh, so wonderful. But let me know what you think, guys. Leave me a like and comment below, and hit that subscribe button. I've got some more post reviews coming and other fun content for you. All right, you guys, as ever, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful world, that you are having a wonderful morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. I'll see you again next time, guys. Bye-bye.